When you plan to do a lot of travel, you need something that's dependable first and foremost, but you also want it to be comfortable, both while driving and while not. And that's exactly what this one does. Let's get into it. This is the Forester MBS 2401T, and it's a great traveling coach. You have a big super slide with theater seats and a Murphy bed, rear bathroom, kitchen along the camp side, and storage up front. The theater seats in the Forester here are extremely comfortable. You have seat belts in both, which is great if you do have any additional passengers. But the thing I really like about it is the fact that it is power. So you just touch a button, it does everything else for you, which is fantastic. Also, if you want to enjoy a little meal or need to do some work, you have the capability to do that here. Some cup holders there as well. And there's also a USB port built in so you can charge your devices. Over on the opposite wall here, you'll also see a net with some plugins there. So whether you're using 120 or again using USB ports, you can charge your devices there. And up top they kept some uppers so you have additional storage, LED light strip underneath, and kind of the European style window. This is a new change for 2025 on the Forester MBS. And the thing that I really like about these is you can open these up, you can tilt them open to get a ton of airflow. They do have both your night shades as well as your day shades built in. So if you want to open it up and have a screen, you can, or if you just want the additional privacy, you get that too. Now, what I think is probably going to make or break this coach for most people is this right here. In your living space is going to be the Murphy bed, which is also, of course, your bedroom. So the thing I do like about the Murphy bed, especially in a traveling coach like this, is you get additional seating and it really opens this space up. So if you plan on taking this somewhere, you know, where you plan to have some more people or you just want more seating options, this is great because yes, there is a TV that you can see from the theater seats, but honestly, the best view is going to be right here from the sofa because we have a second TV right there. If to make this into a bed, it's not too terribly difficult. All you're going to do is remove these two cushions right here, and then we're just gonna drop the bed down. Before I do though, I do want to show that storage underneath is easy to access as well. This just folds up and you can see both our comforter right here, so you can put that on the bed as well as the table. Because if you notice right down here is a spot to put the table, so that way you have a place to eat. But to make that Murphy bed up, we're simply going to fold our legs out. There's going to be a little lever right here that unlocks the bed to allow it to drop down. And there it is. You'll undo these latches, fold the rest of this out, fold the mattress down, and you are good to go. That is the bed. You'll also see that you have a couple of reading lights as well as additional storage right up top, kind of in your bedroom space. Plus, you have 120 outlet, again, in case you need to plug anything in or if you sleep with a CPAP machine. You have an additional window here as well, again, to let in some of that natural light. In a smaller coach, you're going to have a little bit smaller countertops, which is what we have here. But by using an induction cooktop, it does kind of let us utilize this a little bit better as prep space. You also see it comes with a drying rack here as well, so you can use that to an extent as well. But the other thing that actually really helps is the fact they give us this countertop extension off to the side. You also notice the pop-up power tower here for some additional plugins. The window, kind of as the backsplash, again, with that European style window that can open, just gives you really good ventilation in here, great cross breeze as well. And then over to the side, we can see a spot where we, again, just great utilization of space. Be able to hang a couple items here, maybe have like some spices, salt and pepper right there too. And then our sink is going to be undermount because we have that thermoform countertop. It allows that to happen. The drying rack does come with it. You also get the high-rise faucet. Taking a look up a little bit further, we will see kind of the two-tone, the curved wood doors on here. Kind of again, like going along with that European styling and look. You can see some storage space up top as well with the built-in shelf. Right over to the side, I do want to hit on this real quick just to show you your control panel is over here as well as your JBL sound system. We'll get into the TV and stuff when we get into the cab because we have that there as well. But down below, kind of rounding out the kitchen, is the convection microwave oven. So you get a 2-in-1. Nice big drawer there. Storage under the sink with 2 more additional drawers. And it's worth noting, all the drawers are going to be slow close. And then rounding out the kitchen space right over here is our 10.7 cubic foot fridge freezer. You can see all the water we have in here, just a ton. Underneath is going to be the freezer compartment. You have the tray on top that does slide back to give you access to the space down below. Also, I do want to mention the fact that kind of part of that bedroom space, right, kind of being right across from the sofa I mentioned was the TV. That's what you have right here. So this is one of the two TVs in this coach. This is a 32-inch, but more important than that, at least in my mind, is the fact that it is a 12-volt TV, meaning that it will run off your batteries. So that way you don't have to have a generator running, you don't have to have shore power to be able to use it. Also, they did a good job of making it easy to access the storage behind it. So if you have any components like a Blu-ray player, you can put your whole Blu-ray collection in there, but PlayStation, something like that, makes it very, very simple to get to. There's also an electrical outlet in there so you can plug those components in. You'll see great storage underneath that as well. Nice big storage here again. Couple different drawers so you have space for all of your clothes, and then over to the side is going to be a wardrobe with a hanging rod. So stepping into the shower here, you will see that I have great space. At 6 foot tall, about 200 pounds, when I have, probably another 2-3 inches here thanks to the skylight. As far as turning sideways, it is a little snug. Even if the door is shut, still a little bit snug for me to make this happen. But if I stand this way, grab the hand wand, we can still make everything work. Now, the advantage though of having a little bit smaller shower is when I step out, I do have a lot of space here, which a lot of times is lacking. So I have plenty of room to be able to get dressed. You'll see the window in the back. I actually really like this. One, because you can open it up for more ventilation, especially with the vent fan up top. But on top of that, it just lets in so much natural light into a bathroom that oftentimes is lacking. Taking a seat right down here on the toilet. Again, this is a porcelain bowl, so that way it'll stay nice, stay looking nicer for longer. And also, it's almost like a high-rise toilet, right? It sits up a little bit higher. It's kind of on the platform here, which is actually nice. Just makes it a little bit easier to get up and off. One other thing I do want to touch on, right down here, just because it's kind of an odd place, but I do want to point it out, this is where your winterization valve will be. Last thing I want to touch on will be right over here, and that is going to be your vanity. Now, you do see that you have pretty good countertop space. Not that, I'd recommend sitting on the toilet and getting ready, but I suppose you could. It kind of doubles as a seat here. But you will also notice that you have a pretty decent sized bowl, electrical outlet to the side, storage underneath, and nice big mirrored medicine cabinet up top. The other thing I really do enjoy is the fact they put a light strip underneath these cabinets as well, which in a bathroom is huge because it gives really good lighting, and that I appreciate. Lastly, you'll see that there is going to be additional storage here, and these little guys are super handy. You just push in, these drop down so you can put hangers there or use them for towels. And as for the cab, you have your infotainment center right in the center. Of course, you have your power seats, and both of these seats do swivel around. You also get the additional lift, so when they are swiveled, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. You sit up a little bit higher. Now, normally you would have a cab over bed here, but in lieu of that, they have opted in for the Trekker cap. This makes it more aerodynamic outside, also gives you some additional storage, and gives you the entertainment center. So here is another 27-inch 12-volt smart TV so that you have a great viewing angle if you are sitting in the theater seats. And of course, we still have that JBL sound system if you want to listen to some music. Let's take a look at the outside of the Forester 2401T, starting off with the fact that it is built on the Mercedes-Benz 3500 chassis, and you'll see right up front here that they do put on the DuraShield, which helps protect that paint from some of the rock chips from other vehicles getting thrown up. You have it both up here as well as right down below. Taking a step back a little bit further, of course, we have the mirrors. You can see the beautiful paint scheme on this one. Looks absolutely wonderful. You also notice the fiberglass running boards just to give you just a little bit more aesthetic, and of course the obvious part of helping you step up into the cab itself. I do want to point out the Trekker cap, and if you kind of see that of, again, how it's a little more aerodynamic than what you would normally see in a Class C, kind of it just gives it a very different look, right? More of like a B+ look and feel rather than a true Class C. The other thing I do want to point out is this right here. I love that they included this where it wraps around, right? Having that seal, rather than just having a seal right here, again, that seal seal wraps around to the side, which really helps to protect from those driving rains as you are heading down the road. If we kind of take a look up top, you'll notice that you have your horizontal power awning, right? So you don't have any arms necessarily running up and down. They're all going to be horizontal. That way it gives you more camp space. You don't have to worry about banging your head on an awning arm. The step is going to be powered, so when you open up the door here, you'll see the step comes out nice and easy. Another thing you might notice is this right here, and that is the the side view camera. There's a backup camera as well. You'll have a side view camera on both sides, and they do a really good job, in my opinion, of where they mount it. They mount it a little bit lower, so you have that added visibility for things like when you're backing up, there may be a tree stump or something else in the campsite. That right there will just give you that added visibility. Outside electrical outlet here, pretty obvious for what that would be used for, and we have another TV, again 27-inch smart TV, and this one is also 12 volt. Taking a look underneath, you see huge storage right over here. This will probably be your most used storage bay because it's very large and very accessible. There is one that's basically the same size on the utility side of the RV, but it is underneath that big full wall slide, making it a little bit tougher to get to. So it'll probably be used for things that you need immediately upon your camp, things that you will get in and out constantly, like your camp chairs. That's probably where I would put them. Making it back a little bit further, again, you can see right here, that is our 4,000 watt generator. It does have that auto gen start. So you can set that for low voltage, you can set that for time, you can set it for temperature inside, right? If it starts to get too hot, you can have the generator kick on so it can start the AC and keep things nice and cool. You also see JBL speakers for a little outside entertainment. And then coming around to the back, right up top, you kind of have that rear spoiler, which looks nice. You can't see it, but I do want to mention when we talk a little bit about construction, the fact that this one does have a fiberglass roof, which is arguably the best type of roof to have for a motorhome. So big shout out to them for doing that. You also see the backup camera up top, and then dropping down below, you kind of have this like functional built-in bumper. It looks really nice. Down below underneath that is going to be the hitch. So this hitch is rated for 5,000 pounds. You also have a propane quick connect down there. So if you have like a Blackstone griddle or a Coleman grill you want to hook up, you can do that nice and easy. I'm telling you folks, this thing right here is a fantastic traveler. If you're looking for doing some longer trips, you want something that's just nice and easy to maneuver, yet is super comfortable and very dependable, being built on that Mercedes chassis, then this right here is a great option. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see you.